You've made it to the last part of the Star of Wonder Quilt-Along, and if you're just now hearing about this free Quilt-Along, go back and check out our previous videos. You can find all of the free patterns at Fat Quarter Shop. Now today I'm going to be sewing along with you, and we're going to put the entire quilt center together. That is made up of 3 different blocks. Then we've got our inner border, which is going to be pieced with a partial seam, and then I'm going to show you how to add outer borders where you have a really nice 90-degree angle on your quilt before you send it to your long-arm quilter. So let's get started. Now I've laid out all of my blocks here. I have week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these blocks, pay close attention to where all of the fabric reds are and pinks, and I'm going to lay them out on my Cheryl Ann's design wall, and then we're going to talk about placement and doing the next step. So we have all of our blocks laid out. What I wanted to point out is right here, each corner should match. So you should have dots here, snowflakes here, and snowflakes here. What we're going to do is we're going to sew this with a 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to take these and pin them and show you how to pin them before we make our first seam. So these are the first 2. I'm going to put these right sides together, and there's nothing funny about pinning these. It's just a straight 1/4 inch seam, nothing has to nest. Then we're going to place that on our design board right here so we know that's the top. We're going to take the second one, which does have seams that nest, and you can see we're going to need to nest our seams and pin at all of these intersections. So we're going to put this right sides together. So here I'm going to nest these seams where they're nice and flat. So I'm going to nest right there and pin. I'm going to look at the next seam, same thing. So those 2 are pretty easy. I'll do that at the top and the bottom. From here, you have a point here and a point here that need to match. So you can either eyeball it like this, or you can poke a pin. So I will poke a pin in the point of the green, make sure it's at the point here, put it in this point. Do the same thing over here, and then this one you just have to pin straight. And then I'll put this on my design board, and that's how that will look. This will be first, this will be second, and then I'm going to add the third one now. And this one's super easy. Once I have this done, I'm going to chain piece all of these together. Chain piecing means you leave a couple of stitches in between each block, and then we're going to press. And when you press, I'm going to press this quilt open, but you can press however you would like. If you keep it on the board like this, I'm going to start here, then move to this block, and then move to this block. So now you can see I have these chained together, and it is bulky, but I have it that way so that my pieces stay in the right section and there's not a chance of me getting them out of order. So I'm going to set my seams, press everything to one side, and then I'm going to press open. But what I want to show you is everything matches up. Now, if you're at this point in your quilt and something's a little bit off, I think it's okay to leave it, but that poke a pin really does work. So I've laid this back out exactly where it goes. Now I'm going to cut apart these little chain pieces so that it's easier to pin the next section. And I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to take them and stack them on my design board the same way, and I'm going to pin them the same exact way. So you can see I still have this chain together and this chain together with a stitch. I'm going to put these right sides together. I know they're in the right spot because I chain piece them, and I'm going to pin at every intersection on both sides, making sure to do the poke a pin and line up each seam. Now once I get this pin together, I am going to cut that little chain so that when I sew the next seam, if I want to press open, it will press open flat. I probably won't do the final seam pressed open though. I have both sides pinned. I'm just going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam on both sides and then press. So I've laid out my inner borders the way that the pattern says, but we're going to be doing a partial seam. So we're going to start right here. We're only going to do the left side, and we're going to be lining up the top and ignoring the bottom, and I'll show you. Basically put these right sides together. So I used to do my partial seams a little bit differently, and I feel like I do them better now, so hopefully you can learn something. So right here, see how this hangs off? You're going to ignore that right now. What we want to worry about is right here getting these seams lined up, and then you're going to start sewing about a 1/2 inch away from the edge right here. So you're gonna leave this much open. And I'm just gonna lay it flat, lots of pins. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start right here at this point. We're gonna stitch, back stitch, stitch all the way across and back stitch. Some people don't back stitch when they add their borders, but I do. You just need to make sure that about 1/2 inch is unsewn. So you can see that part is unsewn. What we're gonna do is set my seam, press to the border, and don't press too much right here, just kind of leave that. That's gonna be our very last step. So now you can see this little part hangs off. You're gonna leave that, but now the top and the bottom are the same length. So you're gonna put those together and sew. You're not gonna have to worry about a partial seam until you get back around to here. We're gonna be sewing in a circle. So it's easiest to pin at the end and this intersection, and then just pin this little section after. Now when I start sewing, I'm gonna sew and I am gonna backstitch at the beginning and the end. This is what most people don't do, but because I feel like the quilt pulls the more you're on the outside of the quilt, I just like to add that extra backstitching. It's not required, but it is something that I do. You're gonna put that back up there, and again, to make sure this little tail is down here. When you add this, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna line up exactly, so you just put it right sides together, pin, and sew. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this out of the way. We're not gonna worry about that right now. We're gonna line this up and we're gonna sew from here to here, and I'll show you how that looks. Now to get this out of the way, I'm gonna pull this back, and you wanna make sure when you're sewing this, you don't get into this seam. You're gonna line this up right at the edge. We're gonna stitch from this end all the way to this end. We are gonna backstitch, and you're not gonna be stitching over your previous border because we left that 1/2 inch unsewn. So before you iron, you wanna make sure you didn't cross stitches over your previous border and that it looks somewhat like this. You can remove these pins that you had in place. Now when you get to the ironing table here, you wanna set this seam, but you don't wanna crease this. So just iron away from that first border. Press to the outside, and when you're doing that, just make sure you don't press on top of this. So from here, you wanna do this last step on the ironing board. What you wanna do is bring that first border back over, make it nice and flat. You want to run your iron over this seam so it's flat, so that if anything creased, it doesn't stay within the quilt. Then you're just gonna pin this last part, start here, back stitch, and then you're gonna stitch all the way, maybe 1 inch over your previous stitches. So here you can see what we did is this is our partial seam, and we did it this way so you have more of a continuous piece instead of a corner where your print stops. So this is our inner border right here. We're gonna be adding an outer border, and what I do before I do that is I wanna corner up my squares, so if there's any waviness, it will not move to the next border. So I'm gonna line this up, and I'm only doing this on the corners. And that's gonna give me a perfect 90-degree right here. I'm gonna do that on all 4. Now this is something that most people don't do, so it's totally optional. I just think it gives me better results. So now we're gonna add our outer borders. Now I always do my outer borders length of fabric. That's just something I do. Your fabric A should be 4.5 by 40.5. Those are your side borders. Your top and bottom borders should be 4.5 by 48.5. I cut mine longer also. So I'm gonna take my fabric A strips. So I'm gonna place this on the mat. 40.5 divided by 2 is 20.25. This is the only time I use a mat for measurements. And I'm gonna put a pin at the 20.25 because I folded this in half. So then I'm gonna put a pin in the center, and then from here, this will measure from pin to pin 40.5. Those are gonna be our side borders. I'm gonna do the same thing on the outer borders, except it's 48.5. So I cut this longer than 48.5. I add about 5 inches. So 48.5 divided by 2 is 24.25. Find the center and mark it. Now I'm gonna take my quilt off the design wall and make sure I'm on the right sides, and I'm gonna pin the side borders to it, and I'm gonna show you how. You take your quilt and you fold it in half, but magically this should be your center point. I'm gonna take my fabrics, put them right sides together, and where this center is gonna go right in that seam. Then I'm gonna go all the way to the left, And I'm gonna pin this right at the edge. I'm gonna pull it a little bit. And then I'm gonna pin all the way from the left to the center, lining everything up and easing it in. And if you've never tried your borders this way, it takes a little bit longer, but I get the most beautiful borders and the most square quilts. So then I'm gonna go to the other side, pin this, pull this to match, pin throughout. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and I'm gonna sew both of those together with a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to be back stitching right at the beginning and the end, but I'm also gonna stitch about 1 inch before and 1 inch after, and you'll see why in a little bit. So I don't just guess on my border sizes. I always use the border size written in the pattern. If you just lay them down, it's gonna come out wavy and it won't come out square. This just adjusts for any mistakes on the inside. And then also, if your borders on each side are exactly the same size, your quilt is going to be exactly the same size. So you can see I stitched about 1 inch past. I'm gonna set the seam pressed to the border on both sides. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna place a Creative Grids ruler, a straight line here, a straight line here, and I'm gonna cut. And you can see a little bump here. We're gonna use that as our line so that we get a straight quilt. If we just cut like this, you're not gonna have a straight 90-degree corner. We're gonna do this on all 4 sides before we add the last border. Now we're gonna add the top and bottom borders. And again, this is gonna mark the very center of your top. So you're gonna match the center line that you marked in your outer border. You're gonna make sure you put your fabrics right sides together, pin right in that center, pin on each side, pulling this to match the corner. Now if you didn't do that and you just pin this down, when you sew it, it's gonna be wavy. Now I'm gonna square up these corners the same way. You're gonna put a Creative Grids ruler and you wanna line up this, this, and this. And you're gonna see that right here, there's just a little tiny bit we're chopping off. That's gonna give it a nice straight corner for when you add your binding. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 corners. And you can see I sewed past, and that's okay. That just adds more security to the edge of your quilt. Now when I'm done cutting my borders down, I like to give this an all-over press. So I've just folded this in half and I'm just gonna give it an all-over press, especially on these borders. The inside of your quilt is probably pressed pretty good. If you want to press that, what I would do is lay it flat and press it. But I would send it nice and flat when you send it to your long arm quilter if you're not quilting it yourself, so that they don't have to get any type of wrinkles out. So I wanted to show you the binding that we chose. This is a green stripe. The fabric is actually printed on the bias, so we just cut it with the fabric, and we have lots of videos we can link to on how to add the binding, but I love a stripe on the outside of a quilt with this many points. So this is how the quilt will look when it is all bound, and I just wanted to show you, if you use that corner technique, when you are making your borders, you're gonna have a nice 90-degree angle here. And here you can see how the snowflake and the dot all connect. And you can also see how the 2 pinks alternate. I just love the beauty of this quilt. I think this inner border really just adds some depth to it. And I love that we're able to offer this to you as a free pattern. I love my Star of Wonder quilt. I can't wait to get it back from my long arm quilter so I can display it for this Christmas. And I can't wait to see what fabrics you guys chose. So tag us at Fat Quarter Shop so I can see your quilt. And remember, we have tons of free patterns at Fat Quarter Shop. So you'll want to check those out and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time.